What makes you feel good? What floats your boat and makes your steps lighter? What puts a smile on your face without fail and make even your hump day blues disappear? Well, those are the kind of positive ideas we want to focus on because from this point and on, it's good vibes only. On Good Vibes Only, we invite some good people into the studio to talk about good things only. That is, whatever makes us feel happy, whether it's foods, moods, hoods, or goods. And today's good person with the good vibes is Miss Jasmine Lee.
Hi.
Hello, and welcome to Wonder Hours.
Thank you very much for inviting me here.
And thank you so much for coming to Wonder Hours. Could you start by saying hello to our global listeners?
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. And it's so nice to meet you. I'm Jasmine Lee. And it's nice to be back in KBS. Feels like coming back home because this is basically the first station that I started broadcasting in.
Oh,
yeah.
So KBS must feel
feels like home.
Special for you. It feels like home for
Yeah.
you. So welcome back to KBS. And this is your first time on Wonder Hours. So
Yes.
thank you for coming to Wonder Hours. I mean, you must be so busy with a lot of schedule. And I can't wait to hear about your story today.
Oh, thank you very much. I mean, I can be a mouthful, so you just have to.
The stage is all yours. So you came to Korea as an immigrant
Yes.
and now lead an organization dedicated to culture and diversity, 한국 문화 다양성 기구.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about this and what motivated you to become a public advocate?
KBS?
KBS.
Well, basically, as I have said, I started broadcasting here in KBS. So it's kind of like my first 사회생활, my first work out of home. Basically, you're a singer. You used to be a singer.
Yes.
You sing. I came to KBS to basically join a singing contest. It was
To become
called
a singer.
주부가요 열전.
주부가요
열전, yes.
Wow.
I was a 주부가요 열전 contestant. That was the very first time that I came to KBS. But
How was that experience for you?
that was a nightmare.
A nightmare.
No, I got through the auditions, and the next day after the auditions, I got sick. I think
Because
it's a
you were so
jinx.
nervous.
Yes, I got sick. It was cold. I got sick, and basically all of the things that I practiced, all of the songs that I practiced, I can't even reach the key. It was like something that I'm so happy that is not on the internet these days.
Oh, I'm sure we can still find it.
No, you can't.
Don't
But-
look into it.
Yeah, but anyway, I think KBS, after that, it gave me a lot of opportunity to basically experience a lot of things, meet a lot of people, and I have met a lot of people with similar experiences as mine and similar values as mine, and it gave me the confidence to basically speak up, especially about the issues regarding, people like me, immigration and multiculturalism. I think one of the biggest turning points on me being a public advocate is actually the program Love in Asia. I don't know if you have heard about it, but it was one of the longest running shows in KBS back then. And I was on the show. It's like a documentary-like show where they show lives of multicultural families, and I was once a guest, and then I became a panel of the show for 10 years.
10 years.
It was a long, it's basically
Wow.
like what we call here in Korea, I forgot the term that you use here when you basically have a very long running show, but
롱런?
I think I'm an old person. I think that wasn't the
I'm
that wasn't the word.
curious.
But anyway,
장수.
장수.
장수 program.
장수
Oh,
program.
yay.
Yes.
I guessed it.
I want to be 장수.
Me too.
Yes,
All of
okay.
our wishes.
Yes. Well, anyway, I think it started with that show because I got to meet a lot of people, a lot of marriage immigrants, and we started a group. it was supposed to be just a small gathering, a small muim, what we call here in Korea, kemuim, sort of. So it's sort of like a small gathering of people, just to keep in touch with all of the guests who came into the show, because, everyone lives in different areas and we don't get to meet each other much. But basically, it turned out to be later on as a support group for women like us who are raising children in a very different culture, in a very different country. And I think that became the start. I think that's the biggest motivation for us, our kids, how important it is for them to grow up in a society that welcomes them with open arms. And so every time I do interviews, they would basically ask me the same question. And I said, whatever I do, I always said that if I can make this society just 0.01% better for my kids, whatever that is, I do it.
I love that.
Yeah. So I think that was the main goal for me. I mean, probably the main reason that I'm doing all of the things that I'm doing, politics, the civic works and all of that. And also I thought about the moms who are facing, hardships, difficulties, but still would do everything possible for the kids.
I think it's wonderful that you put your thought into action, because you can so easily think, oh, I wish this will become better, and I could change the world or the society. Yeah. And then you don't get moving. I know. You get nothing really going.
You can just sit and say, oh, that's unfair. I mean, they should have,
right, what if something.
And then you turn your back, and then that's all.
Right.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot of people. It's kind of difficult to start with something, especially when you're doing civic works. It's kind of hard to start when you don't really have, the push for it. I mean, for me, I'm an immigrant, so it's kind of like it came naturally for me to basically help people, being one of those who came to Korea a bit more earlier. I mean, I've been here for, I think this year is my 30th year in Korea. 30th.
Wow. You are more Korean than I am.
I've lived longer in Korea than I have lived. Oh.
Yeah, I was in Hong Kong. I grew up in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Yes. So.
Okay, that's great. So
you're my 선배.
Yes. Yeah, I think those are the biggest reasons. I mean, being out, I was so afraid to go out at first, and then I had the courage to audition for a singing program.
What did you sing? I'm so curious.
라구요. 라구요.
Oh,
yes.
Who's the singer?
I forgot. It's Kim. I don't.
Okay. That was a long time ago. 강산에.
I think. Yeah. 강산에.
I see. Well,
so it was like that was the very first time that I went out in the open, got to meet people like me, and that's when I realized, oh wow, I can go up the stage, talk.
And I'm sure lots have changed from when you first came to Korea.
Yeah.
To now.
A lot. People would often ask me, when do you actually started feeling the change? Or the basic question is actually, how was it before and how is it now? Which one, which time is better? Like that was often the question. I would say these days we're good because, we have policies, we have programs that help immigrants basically, settle in Korea. But for me, way back, we didn't have all of those multicultural support centers, multicultural family support centers that we have right now. I can't find any particular, school to study Korean in. I think the only school that offers Korean language lessons way back then that's nearest me is Yonsei University.
Yonsei 어학당.
But then again, they basically charge like $2,500 for 3 months. And my husband he didn't make that much. I mean, I can't go to school. I have to study on my own.
So you did 독학?
Yes, I did 독학.
Wow.
I made use of a lot of calendars. We used to get a lot of calendars way back, and I just open the newspapers. I don't understand anything in there, but I just started to write them at the back of calendars. And just copy one article at the back of calendars. I mean, you guys won't probably, I don't know if you know about this, but way back, we have a lot of hanja, Chinese characters in newspapers. We don't have a lot of it right these days, but we used to have a lot of that. So it's kind of like, I have to understand 2 different languages. But yeah, I kind of got used to just copying it. And then that's how I studied Korean, basically. Tukag is, self-study. I self-studied Korean and... guys, you can do it. I said, if I did. Yeah. But the biggest thing is, the biggest problem when it comes to Korea, there are policies because, there are, rules, there are laws regarding helping or trying to help multicultural families settle in Korea. But the biggest problem is the implementation. Because a lot of people tasked with carrying out these policies simply don't have enough practical experience because we're pretty new to this multicultural thing here in Korea. So sometimes we have policies encouraging, let's say, better perspectives for people, community integration, but they would basically ask, what programs should we do to, implement this particular policies? So it's not about unwillingness, though. Everyone is willing to do stuff. They just don't really know, and they lack the practical experience to do it. So,
but they don't know how and what to do about it.
I know. I mean, because we don't have policymakers who are immigrants way back then, and we don't have kungmuon or those working in the government employees who are or who have had immigrant backgrounds. So it's kind of difficult for them to fathom how, things or how the experiences affect their settlement here in Korea. But, these days, it has changed a lot. You can see from hospitals, schools, government, agencies, you can see that people are more welcoming, patient way back then. I used to call them I used to dub it as, raising octaves here in Korea. Like people, I mean, if they tell you something, I would say, I don't understand you. And it's like, they thought that if they actually speak the words a little bit more louder, I would understand. So, their voice is raised,
in Korean.
Yes, in Korean. But then what they don't understand is the fact that it's not that I can hear what they're saying.
It's not about the volume.
Yeah, it's about me not understanding what it is that they're saying. It was kind of difficult back then, but these days it's kind of like, if you say something in Korean and someone says ne, and then they basically try to explain stuff. You don't see things like that 15 years ago or 20 years ago, especially when I first came here when I was 30 years ago. So there are a lot of changes.
I'm sure there are many good changes.
A lot of good changes, especially for me. I mean, I've experienced it firsthand. I might have a lot of, negative comments in the internet whenever articles about me are being written. But then again, you would see people, this day especially, saying stuff like, encouraging people and cheering you up. Ordinary Koreans saying, those don't mind those people. They don't represent the Korean society itself. So it's kind of like comforting to know that a lot of people is changing, because I think it's important. Not only the policies are also important, but it's not the utmost thing of importance for immigrants like me. It's how the society perceive us and how other people actually treat us. That's the biggest thing, because that's something that you can feel directly. And I think that's been changing a lot here in Korea these days.
That's a great change,
I know.
Positive change.
I know.
And there's just already so much to think about. And I can't wait to talk more about multicultural families in Korea.
Okay.
But let's chat some more after a song break. So let's listen to 한 페이지가 될 수 있게 Time of Our Life by Day 6. We just heard 한 페이지가 될 수 있게 Time of Our Life by Day 6. It's a great song.
Yes.
Did you choose the song?
No, I didn't.
So that's PD님's choice. Right, let's take a look at some comments. KittyGirl1404 says, Hello, Jasmine Lee. Nice to meet you. Question for Jasmine. How did you adapt to Korean culture when you first came?
Oh, it's sort of like easier for me. A lot of people will laugh at this, but basically, we were just talking about it while listening to the song. I came to Korea with my husband just to meet and greet the parents. You know, say, hi, I'm here, I'm your daughter-in-law, and then bye. And yeah, 30 years after, I'm still meeting and greeting the parents 30 years after here in Korea. But it's kind of like easier for me because I was just thinking, you know, I have to adapt, I have to accept everything, I have to understand the culture, understand the language, because I'm not going to be here for long. You know, I'm not going to be with my in-laws for long. I'm just going to be here to, you know,
Just
say
for a
hi
while.
for a while and then go back. So I might as well make use of my time here to basically, you know, just dive into the culture and learn what I can, and then, you know, go back to the Philippines, which didn't happen, by the way.
Yes,
So,
life never goes as planned.
so whenever, I mean, if there's one basic, you know, like advice I could give to people who are trying to think of going or coming to Korea or going to another place, another country to live, think of it as, you know, just a stopover. So, you know, on a plane, you're just stop over. So I'm just going to take the sights and the sounds and the culture. So it kind of, you know, it kind of makes it easier for you to digest, not worrying that, oh my God, I have to live here. No, you don't do that. So you basically
Don't take it too heavily.
I know.
Just think of it lightly.
I like the good vibes that we're having now. You know, just
Just go with the flow.
just go with the flow
The good
and just
vibes.
think, you know, this is temporary. So, you know, I might not be able to come back here someday. So just have to take in everything. And then it gets easier, actually.
Oh, I like that thought that it's your temporary home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wouldn't feel too.
I know. If I was thinking that I'm going to be here for 30 years, I might have been stressed out during the first few months of staying here in Korea. But you know, I thought it was just a short visit. Yeah, 30 years is short.
Short and long at the same time. So you came to Korea in what year?
That was in 1995.
1995. Exactly. 30 years.
Exactly. Yeah, 30 years this year.
So when you came to Korea in 1995, what was trending here? Do you remember? Like what
That's-
song, what
We're
show?
just talking about it outside before I came.
Oh, what was
It's
it?
HOTS, Finkel,
Was
Jack's
it?
Kiss, and all of that.
They were in 1995.
In the
was it that era?
1990s, yeah. I was a Hyerim, you know, fan of Lee Hyerim.
Me too. Pink Yuri.
yes, Pink
Oh,
Yuri.
me too. We have something in common. Yes.
I mean, I love SES's songs, but I love Yuri.
Me
so
too,
it's
I
the
like that.
songs and the person, like, kind of different, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, same here. Yes. And so K-pop idols were already
Idols.
trending
But I
30 years ago.
I know. Those were the trending idols way back then. It was sort of a difficult time because it was like a big surprise for me coming to Korea back in 1995, and a lot of things happened. As I don't know if you know about the 1997 IMF crisis in Korea. It was like everything was like up and down and up and down, but you know, things got better. I mean, looking at it 30 years, looking at it back now, I think it was a good experience because I get to see how Koreans are so patriotic that they would basically give out all of their golds to help save the country.
Oh.
You know, all of the gold, I mean, those rings that you get for your kids' birthdays and all of that. Everyone
remember
lined
that.
up the streets to basically give and sell their gold so that they can try to help the country,
Right.
you know, get back on its feet. And it was something that, wow, this is amazing. It was an amazing experience for me. It was a depressing time for Korea, but an amazing experience for me to see, you know, how strong this country can be.
Right. And I remember having to come to Korea at a young age because of IMF.
Oh,
So, yes, I don't remember it much, but yes, I remember
yeah,
it was
those
very
those were
depressing.
the days. But
That's right.
I always look at it as a positive thing because it basically helped people and made me see how, you know, Koreans can actually come together and do a lot of things, a lot of great things.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, and Taipei Wern says, KBS makes you feel like home. I agree. When I was in Korea, I survived not speaking the language. The 아줌mas just use sign language with me. By the way, some older Koreans can speak Mandarin. Oh, I was surprised when they spoke to me in Mandarin. Please sing for us. Maybe it was just those 아줌mas.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Because I don't think 아줌mas speak. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
they speak Japanese. They know some
Oh,
Japanese,
yeah.
right? But Mandarin, I think
I
it
don't
was
know.
those, just the ajumas that you spoke
I
to.
know. Maybe, yeah. Maybe she's a different kind of ajumma. But yeah, I have never met anyone way back then.
Right.
Yeah.
I've only heard of ajumas using Japanese.
Japanese, yeah.
'Cause that's more like harmonies
Yes,
using Japanese.
sort of
but-
like that was the most difficult for me learning Korean. I mean, you learn from the book it's yangpa, onions are called yangpa, and your mother-in-law will suddenly come to you and say tamanegi kakwa. It's like it's a very difficult language for me because there were a lot of old people way back then who would practically use a lot of Japanese or Japanese language or Chinese or I don't know Chinese characters and all of that. So it's not a difficult time to
Yeah, there's so many
basically-
words like that. For example, 어묵 and odeng.
Yes.
단무지 and 닭광.
Yes.
Words
I
like
mean,
that.
I hate the fact that you are taught it's keran and they will ask for talgyal.
달걀, yeah.
It's like,
So like, it's a little bit confusing sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to think twice about it before you say it.
I know.
And Taepyeon says, please sing for us.
Oh no.
Oh, you mean the Chibu, the song that you
Oh
did
yeah.
on the But yes, I'm sure that was a long time ago. So
That was a very long time ago. I can't even remember the lyrics. By the way, I don't really know a lot of songs of the new generation. Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Though I basically the only thing that I remember liking as of now because I watched it yesterday was Hwasa.
Hwasa's new song. I
Yeah.
love that new song
Yeah.
too.
Good Goodbye.
That's a good song. I like
Yeah, I
that.
know.
All right, going back to the topic, recent data shows multicultural marriages reached over 21,000 cases last year, the highest in 5 years. So, what do you think is behind this steady rise?
I think you're one of the reasons. I mean, Korea soft power, K culture, K food, K pop, education, tech, the tech sector has made the country more attractive. So a lot of people are coming to Korea for either professional work, long-term employment, or studying, of course. And during that, relationships basically form naturally. I mean, I remember, someone who was a big, a friend of mine, a big K-pop fan, would go to K-pop conferences and all of that, and that's where she met her husband. So basically, I think those are one of the reasons. Korea has become more globalized. A lot of people know Korea way back. I mean, compared to way back when 30 years ago when I first came here, I don't know anything about Korea except that it's, a hermit kingdom. That's everything that I know. That's from the textbooks. But then, it's a lot different now. So I think, Korea being more globalized, Korea's soft power, and of course, a lot of Koreans traveling abroad as well, I think, has a lot to do with the rise in the number of multicultural families or marriages.
I totally agree. And when I went to university a few years ago, I saw so many foreign students, like
Yeah.
외국인 학생. And then when I asked them, how did you come to Korea? Most of them said it was through K-culture, like
Yeah.
K-dramas or
I know,
K-idol,
K-pop.
K-music.
A friend of mine came to Korea because she's a big Minu fan. So she stayed here. She worked. She worked at a newspaper. It's like a lot of things are happening. A lot of people are coming because of how K culture is being shown outside of the country.
That's right. And multicultural birth increased by 1,266 babies, which is a 10.4% jump and the first uptick in 12 years. And now making up 5.6% of all birth in Korea. So how meaningful is this shift for Korea's demographic future?
It's very, extremely meaningful, not just because the numbers went up. I mean, Korea is facing a serious population decline. I mean, the birth rate is one of the lowest in OECD countries. We reached 0.72 overall. In Seoul, we have lower, like 0.5 births.
Wow. Although this year it increased a little
Increased
bit.
a little bit, yeah. But then again, there are a lot of things that many people don't know about. Back in 2023, I think that was the very first time since Korea's population started shrinking that the total population actually increased lightly. But that's not because more Korean babies were being born, but because the number of immigrants and foreign residents grew enough to offset the decline in native Koreans. Like, we have an additional 180,000 immigrants coming to Korea to reside, and we have less than 100,000 native Koreans back in 2023. But then again, the overall, we still have 80,000 more people in Korea. So it's sort of like immigrants are basically coming in and increasing, basically offsetting the decline in native Koreans. And I think another important point is that multicultural births didn't really just rise by chance. Multicultural couples tend to be younger, which would increase, the birth rate or the childbirth likelihood. And many families these days are basically economically stable. And the government support has strengthened as well.
I can see that, and I can feel it myself.
And I think way back then, I saw a lot of friends who were really afraid to raise their children here in Korea because, they might be discriminated upon and all of that. So a lot of them left Korea to raise their kids in other countries, whether it be their home country or another country. But then again, these days, a lot of people, after all of the changes that the government has been doing to support multicultural families as well, a lot of are actually deciding to stay here and raise kids.
That's great news.
Yeah.
So analysts say stronger government family support policies have helped multicultural families settle and grow. So in your view, which policies have made the biggest difference?
I think one of the biggest things are language support. I mean, as I have told you, I don't have any like hagwons or academies to go to when I first came here. So it was difficult to basically learn the language. I had to learn it by myself. And of course, the early childhood programs have helped many more families to settle more comfortably. So I think also the school support centers and interpretation services have also been more effective these days. But there are still gaps, like especially between regions. Not every area has expanded or strengthened their policies. It depends on the region. There are governments who invest, local governments who invest really heavily, and there are local governments who doesn't have any or at least lag behind. And many mothers still struggle with language barriers, isolation, and financial instability. So the policies are positive overall, but still there's unevenness, something that we have to work on, that it should be like on a national level, not on a local government level.
That's right. And I feel it too, like when I sign up for my child's daycare or like when I have to do that, I see that the policy or the government is giving more 혜택, like benefit to multicultural families.
Yeah.
So it's a good improvement. I'm seeing the growth and the change. And there's so many platforms to learn language, so that's great news too.
A lot of people actually,
Sometimes you don't even have to go to another place. You can just stay at home and study.
I know. You can stay at home. You have the internet. You have
too many choices.
I know. And I did not have that way back then. Yeah.
All right, so let's listen to a song. Here we have Seoul, Such a Beautiful City by Haiki. We just heard Seoul, Such a Beautiful City by Haiki. And let's take a look at some comments. Kaylin T says, hello, Jasmine. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
The world is going global, and there's so many multicultural families everywhere you go. Before, people would turn heads when you see couples that don't look like the same ethnicity, but not anymore.
Yeah, I know. Not anymore. It's like a common thing these days. Like, I mean, when I got married, like my in-laws were against the marriage because my husband was like the eldest son. And, you can't let the eldest son, the holder of the lineage of the family to marry a foreigner. That was way back then.
Yeah. But now, back then it was unusual or not common.
Oh, of course.
But now we see it.
A lot of people say, it's basically a lot more better. Like just get married. That was what people say. It doesn't matter what nationality you have now. Just please get married. That was what people were talking about these days.
That's so true. Yeah. Just get married.
Just get married.
Couldn't agree more with you. And Taipei Wern says, but you married a Korean too, right? Even before K-pop became a thing.
Yeah.
So maybe K-pop was not the reason back then for you. You're just fated to marry a Korean.
I know. Maybe it's fate, destiny.
And how is it like being married to a Korean man?
It was, I mean, I did not have any information about Korea back then. And everything that I know about Korea is like everything that I've seen from my husband.
Oh.
So like, oh, Korea is kind because he is kind. Korea is strong because he used to be a black belter in Taekwondo and all of that. You know, he's got a big body and okay, Korea is strong, Korea is kind, Korea can speak English because he did speak English.
So he gave you a good impression.
Yeah, a very good impression for Korea. So I wasn't really that much afraid when I first came to Korea.
But what was like a cultural difference or something shocking for you when you first came to Korea?
I have to live with my in-laws. I'm still living with my in-laws. Not have to,
Oh,
but
you are?
I'm still living with my in-laws. See, we grew up to like 11 people in the family in one house.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's
And a lot of people were like,
amazing.
you're living in Seoul and you're like 4 generations under one roof. And it's like, yeah.
Wow.
So it was something that not a lot of people
You don't see that
would understand.
often.
Yeah, would
That's
understand.
right.
I mean, why are you living with your in-laws? It's like something that I mean, I felt comfortable having, you know, having people around me, having people to run to, and me having kids. They have their halmoni, their grandmother or grandfather. And I think it was a great chance for me to raise kids in that situation because
That's
of the
nice.
fact that everyone speaks chondemal, you know, everyone speaks like, because there's really hierarchy here in Korea. So you have all your
honorific,
sumnidas, sumnikas, and yo. And
Yo.
all, yes, all of those honorifics, your kids get to learn as well. So it was kind of easy and was good influence for my kids.
Same for me too. We don't live together, but we moved nearby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Giant Johnny says, does Korea give citizenship through marriage?
No, way back it did. Way back when I was new here in Korea, back in 1995, once you get married to a Korean, they give you a dual citizenship for 6 months, and they ask you to decide after 6 months if you're going to retain your original citizenship or get the Korean citizenship. But it changed now. It's
What
a
is
lot
it
more
like
difficult
now?
now. I mean, you have to be here for 2 years. There are a lot of requirements that you should basically acquire first before you get the citizenship.
So it's much more difficult to get
Yeah,
it
but
now?
it's a lot more easier than not, you know, than getting the citizenship not through marriage. But if you're married, it's kind of a lot more easier than, you know, just ordinary naturalization process. Yeah.
Right, and Kitty Girl 1404 says, I wonder what Korean foods you like, Jasmine.
All.
All of it. Can you eat spicy food?
I love spicy food. I mean, I go out of the country and in 3 days I have to have my kimchi already. And yeah, my kimchi jjigae as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
and are you a good cook? Can you cook some Korean?
Well,
meal?
being the daughter-in-law of the eldest son in the family, because my father-in-law was also the eldest son. My husband was the eldest son. So it's kind of like, yeah.
So you are the
have
맏며느리.
맏며느리. You have to learn how to cook. And basically, my mother-in-law taught me everything in the kitchen. First, when I first came to Korea, it's like she held my hand, took me to the kitchen and said, this is nembi.
Oh.
Like nembi, 밥통, 냉장고. So basically,
She taught you everything from
in the
scratch.
kitchen is
Wow.
you know, kitchen words are the first words that I've learned in Korea.
Kitchen is a good classroom. You
I
learn
know.
a lot.
But I like cooking. I love cooking. So it's all good for me.
I see. So you love all
Yes,
Korean
I love
food.
all food.
Right, and if you're just tuning in, I'm joined by Miss Jasmine Lee of Korea Cultural Diversity Organization for this week's Good Vibes Only. And you currently host a YouTube program called
Yeah.
K-Story. So for listeners who may not know it yet, how would you describe the show?
Well, K-Story is actually a program that shares the real stories of people living in Korea, whether they're immigrants, long-term residents, or multicultural families, and even, you know, Koreans who live between cultures. Now, it's not a program about being foreign. It's a program about people, their challenges, their hopes, and everyday moments. And because it's in the program is in Korean, by the way. And one of our goals is to show Korean listeners that immigrants experience many of the same joys and worries as Koreans do, like parenting, work, dreams, frustrations. And these are the things that we all share. This story, trying to send these stories out to help Koreans truly understand, empathize, and relate to the immigrants who are living in Korea. We basically have it on YouTube. You can just search for at KStory 213.
213.
And see all of our shows. We don't have much yet. It's basically a very new show. So yeah.
Did it start this year?
Yes, I think that was last month.
So how do you select the guests featured on the program?
I think
Do you select a guest?
I
You
do.
Oh.
I do. We choose a guest based on authenticity. I look for people who have real, honest experiences that resonate with others. And many of them are doing meaningful things in their community, sometimes quietly, without recognition. And we also invite guests who show how far multicultural families have come in Korean society. Like a great example is sprinter. He's a national sprinter, Joel Jin, who comes from a multicultural family. And he's only 19, but he's already called the fastest man in Korea. So he's a key member of our national sprint team and 400-meter relay team. So last year in the university in Peru, they placed first in the qualifying round. They won gold medal.
I think I've seen that.
And their relay team is currently ranked 19th in the world. But the message that I wanted to share to people is what the national team coach Ha Kyung-soo said on KStory. He said, if you look at the individual standings of the 4 runners, they are far behind the world's top sprinters. On paper, it should be impossible for them to get to come in first. But when they run together, something changes. Their teamwork, their synergy, and especially the trust and confidence they have in one another make them stronger as a team than they are individually. Wow. So I think that's a big message for all of us.
Great message.
If we give the same trust and confidence to the diverse members of our society here in Korea, we can achieve the same kind of breakthrough. Diversity can become a source of strength.
Right.
Just
Diversity and teamwork.
I know,
So
just
important.
like it did for the relay team, for the national relay team. So when we choose guests, we look for people whose stories reminds us that diversity isn't just outside of Korea. It's already one of Korea's strengths.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's so empowering.
I know.
And it's a great message.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, it's time for a song break. So let's listen to 봄, 여름, 가을, 겨울, Still Life by Big Bang. That was 봄, 여름, 가을, 겨울, Still Life by Big Bang.
Yeah. That's what I like about Korea. We have 봄, 여름, 가을, 겨울. We don't have that in the Philippines.
Yes, it's always hot.
Yeah, it's like hot and rainy.
Oh,
Sunny and rainy.
that's a bit like Hong Kong.
Yeah, I know.
And going back to your YouTube program, KStory, so what impact do you hope sharing these personal stories will have on viewers and on the broader conversation around diversity?
I think it's basically about understanding and empathy. When people hear real stories, not just statistics or theories.
You want 공감.
Yes,
To be
that's the thing.
understood.
Yes, people understanding each other. The everyday lives of all of the immigrants here. They understand that immigrants face many of the same joys, as I have said, and struggles as everyone else. I think that breaks down the distance, and I also hope that all of these stories shift the narrative. Instead of seeing multicultural families are something separate, people can see the value that they bring,
Right.
just like what Joel Jin is doing, or the value that he brings into his relay, the national relay team. And I want these stories to show possibility, whether it's Joel Jin, athletes, professionals, or students, or mothers raising children here in Korea. Their experience show that what Korea can actually achieve when we give trust and confidence to everyone in our society.
I hope multicultural families would get all the support that they need from the government and from the society. So it's wonderful that you are hosting this show.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So government policy is shifting from basic settlement support to a focus on self-reliance and empowerment for multicultural families. So in everyday life, what does true empowerment look like to you?
I think empowerment isn't a grand slogan. I think it shows up in everyday moments. It's when a mother goes to a bank or hospital confidently because she can speak Korean, you know. It's when a father finds a stable job, where he's actually treated fairly. And it's when a child proudly says, I'm from a multicultural family, without worrying about judgment, because those are one of the biggest worries of, kids, that they're trying to hide that they are part of a multicultural family. Now, empowerment means choices, choices about education, work, and how you build your life here in Korea. And it means knowing that your school, workplace, and community believe in you and that you're a part of the society. It's, as I always said, we have to trust and give confidence to the people that we live in, so that everyone here in Korea don't just survive, everyone thrives. Yeah.
That's a wonderful message. And many multicultural children are now reaching middle school age. Ooh, so what new challenges and opportunities do you see emerging for this next generation?
I think this generation is incredibly important here in Korea. These children are bilingual, bicultural, and naturally global. So those are the qualities that Korea will need more and more, and that's an opportunity for me. But middle school is also an age when identity becomes more complicated. Kids compare themselves to others, notice differences more, and sometimes, some face subtle, teasing and stereotypes. But at the same time, Korea is changing. Teachers are now more aware, and I think that's a good thing. They're more prepared, and classmates are more open, and schools are more aware than 10 or 15 years ago when I was raising my kids. If we continue building supportive environments where children feel proud of who they are, then they can become some of Korea's strongest bridges in the world. I think you would agree to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know these are not challenges, but I want the society to see this as possibility. Now, this generation can show Korea that diversity is not something to fear. It's something that can shape Korea's future positively as well. Yeah.
And lastly, before we go, we let you go, what do you have in the plans of the year end, and what are some of your hopes and goals for the coming year?
Well, I would want to continue doing all of the things that I have been doing, of course, doing all of the lectures that I do, and of course, K-Story, continuing K-Story, being on air, having, reaching a lot more people to make a more, a more understanding society here in Korea as well. And maybe looking forward to being a grandmother.
Oh, an early congratulations. Because you have one boy and one girl.
Yeah, she was like so jealous of having
so
one boy and one girl.
Yes, because I have two boys.
Two boys. I told her to have one more.
And I said no.
Okay.
All right. So thank you so much, Jasmine, for coming in and for sharing your good vibes and good positive stories, so much information. I learned so much about multicultural families in Korea. So thank you so much. And
thank you very much.
Have a wonderful, warm holiday, and please come back again.
Yes, thank you. Of course I will. Thank you very much for the invitation, and happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. And now we're going to say goodbye to Miss Jasmine Lee and also close the show for today with Standing Egg and their song 오래된 노래, Old Song. So thank you for tuning in, and this has been Hyerim with producers Christina Seo and Kwon Chae-ryung and writer Liz. Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow. Bye.